Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, our first European Aligner Society Congress. I don't think words can quite explain how excited I am to be standing here welcoming you to this Congress. You'll see we've had an amazing turnout, and for our first Congress, we are ecstatic as a committee. And there's been a lot of hard work, as anybody knows that has ever put together a Congress, just how much work, time, and effort goes into it. So thank you to you for supporting the EAS and for being here at this, our very momentous occasion, our first Congress in the wonderful city of Vienna. When we planned a Congress, we hoped for about 150 delegates, and we thought we were going to do well. We've nearly doubled that. In fact, we have doubled it. We've got over 300 delegates registered. I think that's incredible, and again, thank you for your support. None of this, of course, would be possible without the efforts of two people in particular on my committee. Tommaso Castroflorio, standing here on my right, and Francesca Gardner. They have worked tirelessly, and I'm sure a lot of you know these two gentlemen, you know their energy, their enthusiasm, their dedication to a cause. And it's thanks to them and their efforts that we've got the most incredible, and I think you'll have to agree, program for the next day and a half. I have no doubt that you're not all here to listen to me. You probably don't even know who I am. I'm Gardner. I happen to be the inaugural president of the society, and I'm very proud of that. But it's our esteemed international speakers that I'd like to make special welcome to this morning. I want to thank you for giving up your time, your effort, and to be here to share your expertise with us over these next day and a half. And it is truly an international Congress. We've got speakers from all over the world. And as I said, my gratitude to you for being here. Not only being here, but also I know a lot of you have come with your partners to celebrate what is a special weekend. And what better place to spend Valentine's weekend than here in this wonderful city of Vienna? We did think about it when we organized the Congress, obviously. I'm very fortunate to have my Valentine, my wife, who has given me all the support. Lorinda, thank you very much for being here with me and to share Valentine's weekend here in Vienna and with us at the EAS Congress. I'd also like to welcome Professor Bantleon, who, for those of you who don't know, heads up the orthodontic program here in Vienna. And it's a privilege to have you and your wife join us here at the Congress. A society, well, let me put it this way. To take an idea, a vision, and this was muted a number of years ago. You know what it's like, you go to a Congress, you're having dinner with a few colleagues, and you start talking. And we were saying that at that stage, aligner therapy has moved from a simple plastic aligner used to align a few minor malalignments of incisors to what I believe now is a fully fledged orthodontic system. And while we were chatting, we said, isn't it time to perhaps have a more international umbrella organization revolved around aligner therapy? We have many local organizations, excellent national organizations, and I'd like to welcome, and there are a number of you, I'm not going to go through you individually, but presidents of various aligner societies throughout the world. Welcome. But you know, an idea spoken about around a dinner table, taking an idea and making it into reality takes a lot of time, effort, and I think vision. And that vision comes, or certainly started, with one person who I think is not, unfortunately, here. Les Joffe, our hard-working secretary. Most of you will know Les, if you've come from the UK in particular, but Les is the person that you would have been liaising with via emails as far as the registrations are concerned. Les is not just a secretary. If we were a company, Les would be, there he is, Les would be our CEO, our managing director, our financial advisor, head of PR. Les, your efforts are incredible. And it was Les who back in May 2014, after being at a roundtable discussion at dinner, he said, no, let's make this reality. So Les invited a whole lot of us that had been at that table discussing it and said, join me in London, let's discuss it in more detail. And so I suppose that was the birth of the European Aligner Society. And we posed all the questions. Should we or shouldn't we? Is there space for an international aligner society? And because we are in Europe, we felt the European Aligner Society would be a good name. We also came up fairly early on in that day with what is our mission. We wanted a neutral society, a society independent of any specific company, any type of aligner system, and not just encompassing the aligner. Because let's face facts, that's the end product that we as clinicians use to straighten our patients' teeth. But there's much more to aligner therapy, as you will see. Make a trip across to our exhibitors hall and just see the technology that has evolved. It's an exciting world we live in. It's global. And as you will see from the exhibition, there's 3D technology, both imaging, printing, treatment planning, materials, accelerated orthodontics, monitoring. It's phenomenal. Pay a visit over to our exhibition hall. Now, when I'm managing to push buttons left, right, and center here, there are some fun times as well. I mean, there's a lot of hard work, but I get to interact with some amazing colleagues. And we were very fortunate early on in developing the European Aligner Society to involve our website and design company, .com. And Mauro and his team, especially Sarah, there we are. Mauro's right here. Mauro's been amazing because without the website, without a design team like this, all our brochures, any printed material you see is care of the creative department and .com. And when I look at this slide, the EAS logo was one of the fun things we had to organize. You develop a society, you've got to have a decent logo, haven't you? Amaro came up with this design, and we like this design because if you look at that A, which represents the aligner in the European Aligner Society, but we also like the idea that it sort of represents a series of aligners. So I always look at that logo with fond memories, and I'm very proud of it. And Mauro, again, your team, for being part of it, has been amazing. Of course, we've got to have objectives. And our objectives were quite clear. Education, communication, not just with the profession, but on a broader term, for the public to be able to perhaps find out about aligner therapy and the different types of aligners and what's involved in it. And then ultimately, there's no doubt, as a professional organization, that we mold science with technology, but that needs to be underpinned with good research. And we believe that as we mature, that a big part will be funding research. And we hope, a pie in the sky, that maybe one day we'll actually have a journal specifically for aligner therapy. Those are our goals. But we realized we had to be objective, and we had to start somewhere. And we felt that education was the first thing we had to do. And we decided right back then, 21 months ago, that we would host a congress. So now you know why I'm just a wee bit proud to be here now when you see what we've managed to create at our first congress. Obviously, we had to determine what our first steps were going to be. We had to determine how it was going to be administered, the structure, the board structure, the executive. And then, of course, we had to find the suckers, volunteers, that are going to be prepared to put their hand up and put the effort in. And so it's at this stage I would like to thank my board of directors, Les, Tommaso, Francesco, Elaine, Jean Carlos, who unfortunately cannot be with us due to health reasons, and Clemens. Together, gentlemen, I think we can be proud to look out and see the event that we've created today, and I look forward to the rest of the weekend. None of this can happen without some financial backing. So no matter what fantastic objectives we may have had and ideas and so on, it has to be funded. And just look at the number of companies that have stepped forward and sponsored the society. The amazing part about that is you'd think a liner therapy would be just about that piece of plastic. But that represents everything to do with a liner therapy. It's a global phenomenon. And they're all represented in our hall next door. Please pay them a visit. Finally, our PR company, Tracy, is Tracy here, of Positive Communications. She has been our PR and press company. And again, we can have all these wonderful ideas, but if we don't get it out there to you, the profession, again, we would never have the registrants that we have. So Tracy, for your support in getting this event publicized, and our media partners, DTI and ProMed, thank you very much. And finally, to put together, I'm nearly done, finally to put together a congress, you need somebody on the ground that does all the hard work of liaising with the hotel, of sorting out the audiovisual, putting together the trade show. And that is the hard work of Marco and his team, especially Helena from ICO. I don't know where Marco is. Marco, thank you very much. I've watched them work exceptionally hard over these last 2 days to put everything together. And so far, it's running extremely smoothly. So once again, thank you very much. I'm not going to bore you any further. I'd just like to thank you once again for your support, for being here today. I hope you have an enjoyable weekend. And I look forward to hosting you at the President's Dinner this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm the scientific chairman of the Congress, and I'm very proud of this opportunity. And obviously, first of all, I wish to thank all of you because your presence here is the best reward for our efforts. And I have to say just a few words in order to introduce you to the scientific program. This program has been defined to cover current topics with excellent speakers. And again, I wish to thank all the speakers for the enthusiasm showed towards European Aligner Society. So again, thanks to you. And we will have several sessions. Every session will start with a keynote lecture that will drive us into the state of the art of aligner technology on both the clinical and research field. So we will have a lot of excellent speakers showing us tips and tricks in order to overcome some of the limitation of the technique. And we will have also excellent researchers showing us where we are now with this very important orthodontic technique. To conclude, just a few remarks. Please, no picture and no video recording are allowed. All the presentation will be available on the EAS website after the Congress. Second, remember the poster. We have a very nice poster session with the clinical and research posters, and they deserve your attention, and you will find the poster just outside of this room. Then remember that tomorrow morning you can choose between the plenary session here in this room or some workshops organized by several companies supporting the European Aligner Society in order to go deep in techniques and technologies if you want. And last but not least, remember that EAS will provide you continuing education credits. So if you need credits, please fill the form that the Secretariat has delivered to you this morning and fill the form that they will deliver to you tomorrow morning. That's it. Thanks for your attention, and I will introduce you Professor Bantleon. Professor Bantleon is the head of the Department of Orthodontics here at the University of Vienna since 1996. His research topics are mainly related to biomechanics, bonding techniques, and material properties. Since the early 90s, he has been the president of the Austrian Society of Orthodontics and is a member of the most prestigious orthodontic societies in the world, from the European Orthodontic Society, the American Association of Orthodontists, and the European Angle Society. So please, a warm welcome to Professor Bantleon, and thanks for your presence.
Thank you very much for this nice introduction. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to stand here. And on behalf of the European Aligner Society, the committee, the research committee, and the president of the society, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all of you. As you heard, the scientific program will include all parts of aligner therapy, from basic research to clinical practice guidelines. And I'm really honored and proud that one of our students and now working person in the private practice is giving a lecture here. And it's Bärbel Reisenhofer, who is an Austrian, and we are really proud that she is in this proud field of excellent speakers, which are giving you an overview of this technique. What I thought many, many years ago, it will not come over, but today it's more or less the most important part in orthodontics. So I wish you a very successful meeting, and I hope that you have also time to visit this beautiful town and relax a little bit in our nice, nice city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those kind words. Thank you for being part of our society.
Thank you.
And thank you for welcoming us here to your lovely city.
Thank you.